Oh, this is just silly. Sparkling in daylight, as though that wouldn't draw attention. Talk about an evolutionary disadvantage. Sorry, dear. I forgot you were home. I didn't mean to disturb you. Well, it's just... this book. Twilight? I believe it's the first in a series, but I don't know if I'll be able to manage another chapter of this, let alone another book. Why am I... Should I not be reading it? It's supposed to be about vampires. Oh, you know me. I keep trying to read these vampire novels just to see if somebody gets it right. But really, I'm just making myself mad. I know. It would be impossible for humans to get every detail right about a species they don't think exists. Those, interview books were pretty close, I guess. But this... it's just silly. You know about the sparkling. Have you read this series? Cultural osmosis. I see. I'll admit I'm not up on the latest memes. I just heard this book series is getting big, but... well, I looked into it, and it's been out for quite some time. It even has a movie adaptation. Yeah, it must be like when everyone started watching Columbo again. Was it popular when it came out? Oh, I see. I had no idea. Well, at the time I was entombed, so I missed a lot of cultural touchstones. Oh, it's fine. You don't need to feel bad about it. I was asleep the whole time anyway. I consider myself lucky no one thought to do anything more than stake me. I might have books like this to thank for that. All the competing misinformation makes it hard for humans to know exactly how to kill a vampire. But on the other hand, it might just make them go all out. Fires, beheadings, garlic bread. It certainly would wear me down, but I tell you that in confidence, darling. Thank you, dear. I know you'd never turn against me. You know, given our relationship, you would think I'd find these human and vampire romance novels relatable. Not in the least. For one, far too many of them involve a meal becoming a mate, which... I bet my fangs some vampires are into that, but I'm not. Darling, we've gone over this. I see drinking your blood as an act of intimacy. Vampire couples do it all the time, and that's not an act of feeding. The difference is, you didn't start out as my prey. I wasn't hunting you and then change my mind mid-bite because of how pure and kind you were or something like that. Exactly. We started as equals, and we remain equals. Turning prey into a partner just feels a bit toxic. Am I using that term right? I see. Well, it's certainly not a healthy start, but that's not my issue with it in stories. Unhealthy relationships can be much more interesting. I'm just not into the dynamic, especially when they try to pretend it's not unhealthy. If they're going to go that route, there should at least be drama. I'm actually not sure. With the way Edward behaves, I think he wants to eat Bella, but maybe he's conflicted about it or something. I've half a mind to just skim the rest. Given how boring the book has been so far, I don't think the relationship will be that exciting, even if it is toxic. The age gap. It's not great, but I'm not going to pretend that some vampires don't do creepy shit like that. I'm also not going to pretend that some teenage girls aren't into that. It's far away in the past now, but I do remember hiding some lascivious books under my pillow as a girl. It'd be silly to act like young women haven't been fantasizing about a strong older man whisking them away for centuries. No, that's not my problem with it. The problem is, well, the sparkles. And I can't imagine what other sorts of things this book will claim vampires do. Baseball. I guess that's not so bad. I don't think I've ever seen a vampire playing baseball. Oh, what do I know? Maybe there really are vampires secretly playing baseball in America. Oh, please. I highly doubt the author had inside information. Nobody would be dumb enough to give that up. I suppose it makes sense. Vampires are known for having superior strength, something they do often get right. It wouldn't be out of the question for a human to imagine what we could do in a competitive sport. Yes, the main issue I have is the sparkles. So far. I suppose next they'll say that vampires and werewolves are eternal enemies waging war across the centuries or something like that. Every vampire story that even touches on werewolves does that. I should have known. I mean, I won't say vampires and werewolves haven't fought before, but no more than vampires have fought with other vampires. There's, what do you call it these days? Beef. There's beef everywhere, but certainly no room for full-scale war. Bit hard to keep that from humans. Yes, we're all quite solitary, so we aren't exactly forming armies. And you wouldn't have a great time in battle if you're sparkling like a disco ball. Not that vampires would be out during the day this much. Why are they attending high school? To fit in? Oh, please. There's fitting in and then there's being foolish. If you're going to pretend to be a human, you should at least pretend to be a human with some mobility in society. Considering teenagers get in trouble just for hanging around places too long and are under more scrutiny in general, a vampire would pretend to be a college student at the youngest. They were turned as teenagers. How frighteningly irresponsible. But still, lie? Dress more maturely? Stop going out during the day? Who could stand attending public education for decades? Especially if there's a risk of you sparkling the second the sun shines through a window. Which would I pick? Of what? Getting weakened in daylight or sparkling? It's a difficult question, but being a vampire is all about subtlety. So even though the exhaustion is awful, I can't say I'd prefer being spotted a mile away. Well, it's certainly one of the most unique vampiric conditions I've read of. I'll give it that at least. I may as well finish it. But I might skim a bit. High school can only keep me interested for so long. And reading about teenagers falling in love might be worse than the inaccuracies. Vampires making fun of Twilight is so old hat, but I promise you it'll be back in vogue whenever the movies inevitably get remade.